This file was recovered from the Unsolved Archives. Its clearance has lapsed. Nothing in it has been corrected. Carol Vane was killed in her own home in the middle of the night. Her husband was found in their bed, asleep, and when they woke him, he had no memory of any of it. He'd sleepwalked his whole life, and his lawyers said the unthinkable, that he'd done this without ever waking. A man on trial for a murder he might have committed in his sleep. It's a chilling defense, and the watch on his wrist blows a hole straight through it. Accession UA-110. Division 2. Cognitive Crimes. The Sleepwalker. This file is open. Carol Vane, 44, found dead in her home before dawn. Her husband has a real documented condition, parasomnia, sleepwalking so severe he'd been studied for it at a clinic for years. So when he woke with no memory and blood he couldn't explain, the case looked like a nightmare with no villain, a man who killed and never knew. But the archive doesn't deal in nightmares. It deals in what the machines and the records actually recorded that night. First, the watch on his wrist. It was recording every stage of his sleep. Exhibit A, his smartwatch. He wears it every night, tracking his sleep for the clinic. And it recorded the whole night Carol died. Here's what it shows. At the time she was killed, he wasn't sleepwalking. He was in the deepest stage of sleep there is, the stage where your body is essentially paralyzed and your muscles won't respond. Sleepwalkers act in light sleep, not this. According to his own watch, at the moment of the murder, this man physically could not have stood up, let alone crossed the house. He wasn't the sleepwalker that night. He was a witness who slept through it. So the man who says he did it in his sleep couldn't have done it at all, which means someone awake wanted us to believe he did. Look at the house itself. The alarm was armed that night, then disarmed at 2 a.m. with the correct code. But here's the thing. Carol had changed that code the week before and hadn't told her husband yet. He couldn't have disarmed it. He didn't know the number. Somebody did. Somebody who had the new code and let themselves in and left again through a door only the alarm could open. So who knew the code, knew he sleepwalked and needed Carol gone? The answer was in her office. Carol had found money missing from the business she ran with a partner, and she'd said that week that she was going to confront them. She'd also just changed the locks in the alarm and told exactly one person the new code because she trusted them. That trust was the mistake. The person she warned is the person who walked in at 2 a.m., past a husband too deep asleep to ever be believed. So who was actually awake in that house? 3 people stand in it. The husband, asleep at the bottom of the deepest sleep there is, the perfect suspect precisely because he'd never be able to say he didn't do it. The business partner who was losing everything the day Carol planned to expose them and who knew the family's oldest secret. And Carol, who changed her locks, changed her code, and handed it to the one person she never should have. The archive won't ask you whether he dreamed it. It'll ask you who was awake. The file is now in your hands. A man who confessed to a murder his own body couldn't have committed. An alarm opened with a code he didn't know. A wife who changed that code and trusted one person with it. And a killing built on purpose around a sleeper who'd wake with no memory to defend. The archive won't ask you whether he dreamed it. It'll ask you who was awake. Say the name in the comments. The archive won't confirm it, but the wall remembers who called it. One detail still doesn't fit. The husband's sleepwatch logged one thing it had never logged in years of study. 11 seconds of him standing at 3:16, long after Carol was gone, as if something walked him to the window and set him back down. The same 11-second anomaly appears in exactly one other sealed file in this archive. This thread stays open. The wall of detectives, every file, the detectives whose verdicts hold are named here, by rank, by name. The archive never tells you the answer. But the wall remembers who found it. Tonight, it's empty. Solve this file, detective. Your name goes here. This file stays open. They all do. In 7 days, the names that called it right go up on the wall, and the verdict is pinned for the ones who stayed. The full-size case files never open on this channel. They're sealed, printable investigations, and the link is below. A new file every week. The archive stays open, so should you.